My name is Bill Boxdorfer. I am the Director of Student Engagement in the Mabee Center at Culver-Stockton College in Canton, Missouri. Some of my roles here on the campus, I oversee the JE and LE Mabee Wellness and Recreation Center, intramural sports, student activities, student organizations, and the Collegiate Esports Program, while serving as the primary advisor for the Campus Programming Council, CPC. Thank you again for joining us today. We have a student panel of great leaders, very involved leaders. So at this time, I will let them introduce themselves as well as all of their extracurricular involvements.
I'll go ahead and start. My name is Krista Barth. I'm a junior double majoring in English education and speech theater education. Currently, I'm serving as the president of Sigma Kappa, one of the sororities on campus. And I'm very involved in various choirs and a cappella groups. And I'm also an RA on campus.
Hi, I'm Naomi Mosley. I'm the Vice President of Black Student Union, the President of Women of Promise. I'm in many of the bands here at Culver. I'm also a Senator in Student Government Association, and I'm a double major in Business Administration and Political Science. I have a minor in History, and I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Gaither. I'm Kaylee Gaither, and I'm a senior here at Culver. I'm an accounting, finance, and business secondary education major. I am currently the campus programming council president. I'm also a member of Chi Omega, which is a sorority on campus. I'm the treasurer of the student teacher organization, and I'm on the exec board for the IMA, which is the Institute of Management Accountants. And I'm excited to talk to you guys today.
Hi, everyone. I am Kirsten Janin, and I'm a freshman here at Culver. I am majoring in sports management, and I play for the women's soccer team here. I'm also part of Chi Omega, which is a sorority on campus, and then I'm also a part of Campus Programming Council, CPC.
As Carter Kinake, I'm a sophomore business and communication here at Culver. I'm part of the fraternity council as well as a member of Tau Kappa Epsilon. I play a major part in the radio and TV aspect of Culver as well as the campus programming council.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tyron Holder. I am a physical education major. I run track here on campus. I am a part of Lambda Chi Alpha, which is a fraternity here on campus, and I also work in admissions.
Thank you, everyone, again for being a part of this virtual student panel. For those tuning in, just so the new students to be at Culver-Stockton know, we are aware that there is a glitch with your emails, but our IT staff is currently working on fixing that, and we'll have that fixed for you all. So we will get started. A question to the panel. Why did you pick Culver-Stockton College as your college of choice?
Well, I picked Culver because I saw that there was this unique 12-week, 3-week situation in the semesters, and I wanted to travel. So I've gotten the chance to travel to Belize and Guatemala in the fall semester of 2018, and I will get to go to Peru in May of 2021. So those are very exciting things, and that's why I decided to come to Culver.
Kaylee, would you like to answer that question as well?
Yeah, so I decided to come to Culver. I was kind of born and raised on the campus. I've been from Canton my whole life, and I just really felt at home there. The faculty and staff and other students were always super welcoming, and I knew it was a place that I could go and kind of be my own person and make my own mark with lots of opportunities that maybe you wouldn't get at a bigger school.
Being a first-year student this past year, can you tell us a little bit about what that experience like?
So being a first year student, obviously it's a big change from high school, but I know that Culver is a very welcoming community and everyone is always here to help you. So that made this first year go by a lot smoother than what I thought it was going to be.
Okay. And then this question is for both Tyron and Krista. What do you feel are the strengths of Culver-Stockton College?
I think Culver-Stockton is really good at supporting its students in whatever way that is. You know, if that's professors going to, fine arts events or sporting events, or even just supporting students within the classroom. I think that is a really big strength, and that comes from being a smaller university. Because we're smaller, our professors can give us that support.
Okay.
I would also piggyback on that with the support, but also having international students and students just from all over, I think really builds upon our culture. A lot of students that come from a lot of different places bring something special to the campus, and I think that is one of our strengths of our campus, is that we are able to grow from those different cultures.
Okay. And we have now a few questions from the audience. I will start if anyone wants to answer this. Do you feel that the professors work well with you when it comes to sports? So if KJ and Tyron, would you want, as respective student athletes, would you like to answer that question?
I think that teachers do work well with athletes on campus due to the fact that a lot of students are athletes and a lot of students do come to Culver for being an athlete. So I feel like teachers do understand that and they do work well with you.
I would agree with KJ on that. I traveled right before spring break for nationals, and my professors all worked with me, whether it was turning in work early or if it was just going through with my schedule that I had while I was gone. My professors just worked really well with me with that. So I do think that professors work well with athletes.
Thank you both for sharing. We have another question from the audience, and I will be giving this to Carter. Carter, you work a lot with athletics through the Wildcat Sports Network, and the question is, how is the football team looking for next year?
All I can say with the football team is they're going to be a really solid unit. A lot of juniors are returning. A lot of star players that we had last year get a lot of honors. Definitely expect big things, and we're going to expect the stands to be packed every single game. So make sure to watch out for them.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Again, another question. This one is going to be, again, for KJ and Tyron. For student athletes, was it difficult to manage sports in your education?
I feel like time management is very important when you're a student athlete. So finding the right balance of playing your sport and then also getting an education comes into play. So I feel like you just need to manage your time and you'll be good to go.
Okay, thank you. And this next question will be for you, Naomi. And what makes the student body of Culver-Stockton unique?
I think what makes the student body of Culver-Stockton so unique is that we are in a kind of rural area of America, but we have so many different cultures and so many different backgrounds coming together. We have organizations like Black Student Union, Women of Promise, Diversity Team, for those of different backgrounds who need a support. And we do our best to educate the campus, so we have a very cohesive and loving group of students.
Okay. And I'm another question from the audience. I'm gonna give this one to Tyron. Tyron, is there a downside to doing intramurals instead of sports at Culver-Stockton College?
Well, I don't think it's a downside. It gives you an opportunity to go out and be active. If you are an athlete, a lot of coaches do frown upon it, but depending on the sport, depending on if you are an athlete or if you're not an athlete. If you're not an athlete, it's a really great opportunity to get out. But if you are an athlete, it's kind of one of the things that you just have to look out for. If you do want to participate, make sure you speak with your coaches first. But other than that.
And to kind of go off that, as and working very closely with the intramural sports staff, a lot of our participants are student athletes. They do communicate with their coaching staff. A lot of our coaches participate. Coach Dorian Hobbs, strength and conditioning coach Tyler Alber is also the coordinator of intramural sports. Women's softball participates quite a bit. So there is a lot of student athletes that still participate and have fun with our intramural sports program here. We have a few more questions from the audience. I'm going to ask this question of the panel, but more probably specifically for Naomi and Krista. In your opinion, what's your opinion on our Culver-Stockton English department?
Our English department is fantastic. We just hired a new professor, and that we're focusing on broadening English curriculum to be more diverse and inclusive, to really, better educate our students. And the 3 professors we have in that department now are just awesome. Last year, a lot of us English students would sit in the office and just hang out between classes, and the professors would join us, and we really became like a tight-knit little family.
Yeah, I feel like our English department is incredible. I've taken a couple classes in that department, and I also work in the library. And our library is we just did a giant renovation that makes nonfiction and fiction less classist, and it actually works along with our English department's curriculum. So something amazing about our small school is that we get to, our departments get to work together to better the education of our students.
Okay. Again, some more questions from the audience. Krista, this one will be for yourself and also for Kaylee. And what are the residence halls in at CSC?
The residence halls are actually really nice. I think as freshmen, you'll be paired with one other roommate or 1 to 2 other roommates, depending on which building and which room, with communal bathrooms. Both of them have been renovated very recently, so you're getting a really great experience living there. As for upperclassmen dorms, we have a lot of suite styles, so you can live with more than just one person, and a perk of that is getting your own bathroom. And they do have really nice facilities where the rooms are spacious, you have enough room, and you get to live with some of your best friends. So
Krista pretty much knocked that out of the park, but we have a lot of different kind of living options, and they're pretty much all really great, and they're even better once you get in there with all your friends and throw up all your cute decorations, and they're lots of fun to make memories in.
And another follow-up question in reference to the residence halls, into the panel, how do you feel the size of the residence hall, and also in reference to some of the other buildings with restrooms and things like that?
I think the dorms are just fine. KJ, go ahead.
Okay, I think that the community bathrooms are fine due to the fact that a lot of the halls have been recently renovated and updated, so they are very nice bathrooms.
I can second that. I've never lived in a dorm, really, but I think that everything's just fine. You may learn to prioritize your items. You may not need 17,000 pairs of shoes, but you'll do just fine in our dorms.
Okay. And another question from the audience. This one will be for you, Carter. How many credit hours to graduate?
So in total, you'll need 120 credit hours total to graduate. And that includes making sure that you finish all the requirements for not just your major, but also for getting your liberal arts degree. So, and all your professors and They will have a plan for that and for you, especially when you're setting up your schedule, what you need to accomplish, especially in your time here.
Okay. And Carter, we're going to stick with you and also a little bit with you, Tyron. And the question is, I'm trying to find it. What fraternities are there at Culver-Stockton College, and how do you apply?
Tyron, if you want to go first, that's...
Yes, we have 6 fraternities here on campus. Lambda Chi Alpha, Tau Kappa Epsilon, Alpha Chi Omega. We have the Kappas on our campus, the Alphas on our campus as well, and then also DU. With those fraternities, it is very simple to go ahead and join. We have a rush period with our campus, so we'll have a bunch of different events that are held as soon as you get on campus. With all of the different fraternities, you'll be able to go visit, speak with the members. You'll be able to go and just learn a little bit about those different fraternities. And once that goes through, we'll have our rush period where it is a week where you actually go into the houses, meet the guys, learn, again, a little bit more about them, and then you choose the fraternity that you would like. You also have to receive a bid from that fraternity, and once you receive that bid, you will be able to join, and then they all have their different processes that you will go through to become a member.
Thank you. So this
I mean,
question...
you hit the nail on the head right there.
So this next question will be for KJ and Tyron, and the question is, do you find it hard as student athletes to find campus jobs?
Not really. I have... Oh, go ahead.
I don't think it's that difficult, just because everyone mainly on campus is an athlete, and a lot of different places to get that. So you can always work in the off season. You can always get more hours in the off season. So I feel like it's not that difficult.
Yes, just like KJ just said, it's not really difficult. It's just all about time management. So once you figure out your schedules and go through the process, you do have to apply for the different jobs that are on campus. And if they do have space, you'll be able to get a job there, which a lot of the places are hiring on campus. So it's just have to find the place that fits you.
Okay. And this question will be for Kaylee. Is there a degree tracker where you can see what courses you need to graduate?
Yes, there is a way to track the courses that you need, and it'll be on your Culver when you log in. You go to advising, and there will be a way to check there. And your first weekend on campus, you'll get to meet with your advisor, and they'll be able to walk you through all that and kind of show you the checklist and how it works, and kind of how you'll be progressing through your classes at Culver.
Thank you. So this question is for the panel. And how is the Culver-Stockton College Art Department?
I'm not directly involved with the art department per se, but from what I've seen from the outside looking in, they're really great. I have a lot of friends who are graphic designers. They're, learning how to do some really cool photography. And they constantly talk about one of the professors, Deb, who is fantastic in drawing and painting and can really build those skills in our students. And they also have a really cool art gallery that is often filled with student work that people can just walk through and see whenever.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Krista. Krista, another question for you. Is there a certain time at night where students have to be in their residence halls, or is there a curfew policy?
There is not a curfew policy. If you're on an RA, it works a little different. You do have to be in your building if you're on duty. But there's not a specific time students have to be back in their dorms. Although we do have some rules about quiet hours. If it's during the week, they are at 10 p.m. The weekends, they're at midnight. And of course, courtesy hours are 24/7. So if you do have a noise complaint or something going on, you can obviously air that complaint and have that taken care of.
Thank you. This next question is for the panel. And have any of you participated in the Culver-Stockton Catalyst program? And is it a great opportunity or not?
I haven't participated. Oh. Okay, Jay.
Okay, I know that I have not participated in the Catalyst program, but one of my friends this past year, she was a neighbor of mine whenever I lived in Wood, and she moved in the same time I did since I was a fall athlete, so I got to move in 2 weeks early. And she was a part of the Catalyst program, and I know she really enjoyed it because it did get her like a head start on some of her classes, so she didn't have to like credit load her fall or spring since she was an athlete.
Another question for the RAs of the group. Are you allowed to have people in your dorm rooms, and can they sleep over?
You are allowed to have guests in your dorm room, and a guest is defined as someone who does not live in that building. And you are responsible for their actions. So if they like break a window, it's going to go on your bill kind of thing. But you just have to make sure your roommate or roommates or suite mates are comfortable with that person being over. But other than that, there aren't really strict rules about having guests. I think the policy is like 3 days in a row you can have someone.
Okay. This next question is for you, Carter. Are there plenty of scholarships to fill out while at Culver-Stockton College?
And that's absolutely a for sure thing. Recently, a lot of us got a lot of emails considering a lot of local scholarships and other scholarships that Culver has go through everyone. And there's many scholarships just around Culver that you can easily get, whether it's for athletics or another thing. But just be on the lookout, be willing to apply, and our financial aid office and register will help figure this out, and they will work with you 110%, and they can get you the best discount they can on a great education.
Okay, thank you. So this one will be for KJ, and the question is, are you able to drive your freshman year on campus? That's the question.
Yes, you are able to drive on campus. I know that not everyone does bring a car to campus, but I know people that are local, like me, do have a car on campus. You just need to make sure that you register for like a little sticker tag so that campus knows that your car is supposed to be there.
And then this next question is for Kaylee, and the question is from a new student in the audience. Will they be able to register for classes today?
Yes, so if you get on your My Culver and log on, you already have a class schedule that has been made for you, and your academic advisor, which is a professor within your area that you're studying, will be in contact with you about the classes and any questions you may have in the next 7 to 10 days.
This next question will be for Naomi, and there is a student contacting us. They are from the Chicago area, and they are going to the school Culver-Size, and they're going to Culver-Stockton, and they're a little worried about finding it hard to make friends. What would you recommend to that student?
Well, I also went to a high school that has the same amount of students as Culver-Stockton College, and I didn't find it hard to make friends here. It is easier if you're on a sports team or a sorority or a fraternity. I'm personally not an athlete, and I'm not Greek, so it's a little different. You just have to make friends in class. You have to go to the different organizations. I met some of my best friends in our dorm halls freshman year, and I also made some of my best friends in our organizations like Black Student Union and Women of Promise.
Thank you for sharing. This next question, Kaylee, would you like to answer? How is the food at Culver-Stockton College?
The food, at Culver is good, and there's 3 different places to eat on campus. There's the lab, which is like your healthier, quick food. Your CP, which is like burgers, chicken strips, fries. They're also quick in the dining hall. So they all work off the same meal plan, and it's all very accessible. And Culver does really good about offering a wide variety of options, especially in the dining hall, of different foods and things to eat.
Thank you.
And to add on to that, every once or twice a semester, Culver does like a home cooked meal day where students can sign up to go eat dinner with a professor or at a professor's house and with other students. So that's also a really fun way to kind of get to know your professors, even outside of your major, as well as your fellow students, and eat some really good food in the process.
Thank you for sharing, Krista. This next question is for the panel. It's in reference to laptops. What would you recommend students for students to have their own laptops? If so, is there a certain kind that may work better for on-campus needs?
I definitely recommend getting your own laptop. It'll just be a lot easier in the end. So you don't always have to be in the library if you don't want to be, or in other computer labs on campus. As for what type, that's kind of up to you. I have a Lenovo that I really like. It's really suited my needs thus far and is keeping up. But if you need specific programs, you might, like if you're a graphic design major and need Adobe or something like that, you might have to get a different laptop to suit those needs.
And getting a laptop is obviously it's super nice, but it's not also a requirement if you're not able to get that. There's plenty of computer labs you can get to almost at any time of the day. If you're not able to get that, don't panic, because you'll still have availability on campus.
Okay. In this next question for Krista and Naomi, and the question is, what happens if you and your roommate don't get along?
So if you and your roommate don't get along, it's kind of inevitable that you'll have some sort of argument at one time or another. The best thing to do to kind of prevent that is to sit down at the beginning of the semester with your roommate and, just talk about what they expect from you, what you expect from them. But if it does get to the point where it's just awful, you can go to your RA, whether that's on your floor, just in your building. Your RAs are here to serve you and to kind of help you through these kind of things. And they can sit down with you and your roommate and work out a plan with you to kind of coexist for the rest of the semester.
This question will be for you, Tyron. Is it difficult to be a dual athlete at Culver-Stockton College? Is it difficult to be a dual athlete?
When it comes to sports in general, I believe that you have to have great time management. I played football and ran track here at Culver. And just depending on your ability to manage your time, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. There will be workload. There will be times where you have to do your work and have to go to practices and stuff like that. Just like anyone else, it is a little bit more difficult doing 2 different sports. But overall, as long as you can manage your time, it is not as bad as you would see at larger colleges.
Thank you for sharing. This next question for Carter and Kaylee, and the question is, what is there to do in Canton, Missouri, and what is it like to go around the area?
So I lived in Canton my whole life, and yes, it's a small town, and if you haven't been here yet, you'll get a very small town feel from it. There is a movie theater in town that sometimes the boards on campus sponsor free movies at. There's a river if you have your fishing license and want to go down there. There's also a really pretty river walk if you want to go down there and walk around. There's also Quincy, Illinois, which is a lot bigger area. It's only about a 25-minute drive. It has also movie theaters, it has skating rinks, arcades, it has a lot more things that you can do, and it's close by and easy to get to.
And the great thing with Culver-Stockton is we put on different events throughout the year to keep those students engaged. We bring comedians, we bring other sorts of talent. We have the intramurals. We have things that you can easily do to find time to spend time and have an enjoyable time.
Okay. This question I'll direct to KJ and Tyron. The question is, what does the gym offer? If you guys want to talk about the Joe Charles Fieldhouse and then the JE and LE Maybe Wellness and Recreation Center.
So the field house has 2 basketball courts and volleyball courts. That is where the basketball and volleyball games are held. And along with that, that is where the athletic training room is. So if you're an athlete, you might be in there a lot. But the Maybe Center is fairly new. It has a lot of like high quality equipment in there, and it does have a gym in there where intramurals are played. So I feel like a lot of students go to the Maybe and work out whenever because it's free, so they might as well get use out of it.
For the Maybe Center is more for your individual workouts. So students will go there to work individually. I mean, you will be able to go there with your friends, but again, it is more of a place for individuals. The Charles Fieldhouse downstairs has a weight room as well, and with that is where teams will go in and lift together. So all the different teams will go in there and have their time slots and will be able to go and lift and work out in there.
Thank you. This next question is about Culver-Stockton fraternity life. And Carter, Tyron, Naomi, would you like to answer? When are you allowed to join a fraternity? Is it at the end of the semester?
So how
Well, I can speak
fraternity
for the
okay. Yeah. We're going to have Naomi speak on the Divine Nines, which would be the Kappa Alpha Psi and Alpha Phi Alpha fraternities. The traditional rush happens about 5 to 6 weeks in after the recruitment, and it's right within that first semester. So there's no need to talk about the timing of that, as they usually get that done right away. Naomi has more to speak on the Divine Nines.
So the Divine Nine fraternities and sororities, we do not have any of the Divine Nine sororities officially yet on our campus, but we do have 2 fraternities, which are Kappa Alpha Psi and Alpha Phi Alpha, and those are historically Black fraternities that anyone can join, though they're more service-based, and you cannot typically join them as freshmen or as first semester freshmen. They have individual requirements on how many credit hours you have to have. So I think if you are interested in those, the best way to go about it is to meet with our Greek advisor, Christian Thompson, who's incredible, and a man of Kappa Alpha Psi, or you meet with the individual people in the fraternity because they can offer you more about that.
This next question is for the panel, and the question is, how big is the campus, and is it easy to walk everywhere?
It is very easy to walk everywhere on campus, and it's really nice when you kind of wake up for class late and you're running behind. You can get there within like 5 minutes. Now, if you want to get off campus, it's a little harder because we are kind of in a rural area, but there's always people with cars around who can take you to Steak and Shake or take you to Quincy if you need.
Okay, thank you. This next question is for Kaylee. And is there anything like a YMCA around the area? It looks like someone is looking for possibly a lifeguard role.
Yeah, so there's a YMCA in Quincy, and there's also a Croc Center, which is kind of similar if you were to look it up online, and they both have lifeguard positions. I know that students have gone over there a lot and gotten those positions, and it's only a 25-minute drive over there, so it's not too bad.
Okay. Krista, from an RA's perspective, and also for the panel, how's the closet size in the residence halls?
I think that's really nice. I have a lot of clothes that I like to bring, and I can fit all of mine just fine. You might bring some like organization, like I I don't know what you call them. They're like little cubby holes that are like in a line. Those are really nice to bring. And I traditionally put my dresser in my closet as well to give me a little more space in my room. And I still have no problem fitting everything.
Okay. This next question is for the panel, and the question is homecoming at Culver-Stockton College a big deal?
Oh my gosh, yes, so big. There's so many events, so many people come back during that time, alumni come back. It is a very fun time to be on campus for sure, and I'm pretty sure everyone can attest to just how memorable a lot of these events can be during that time. So.
Homecoming is also kind of a big deal for the town to participate in too. We do homecoming parade in the morning, and it's downtown, so a lot of the Canton businesses and locals come out and support and participate, and then come up on the hill to watch whatever sporting events we're having that. So it's a big deal for the campus and the community, and everyone kind of gets together to celebrate and get excited.
The next question is to Naomi. And Naomi, the question is, how diverse is Culver-Stockton College with religious practices?
Well, we have our chaplain, Sorensen, and she is incredible. We are founded by the Disciples of Christ, so we are a traditionally Christian institution. But personally, I'm Muslim. I'm celebrating the holy month of Ramadan. Our chaplain, she actually works with everyone of all faiths, and she is constantly asking me, what do I need for my different faith on campus? Do you know anyone of different that need something in particular for them? So our chaplain, Amanda, if you need anything for any faith that you're a part of, you can reach out to her, and she will definitely accommodate something for you. So I wouldn't say that we're the most diverse, but we do have different faiths. I know that we do have a few Muslim students along with myself.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. This next question is, what malls and restaurants are in the area?
So within Canton, there are a couple restaurants like Primo's, there's a Mexican restaurant, and then Steak and Shake, of course. And there is Quincy, which is 25 minutes away, and there is a mall there. And there are lots of restaurants. It's a bigger city, so there's enough to fulfill your needs.
Okay. This next question is for the panel, and the question is, how many students are typically in a classroom?
We have less than 30 students in pretty much all classrooms. Our average student to faculty ratio is quite low. I believe it's in the 20s. I've been in classes where I'm one of 6 students. I've been in classes where I'm one of about 32, but it's always very close and personal with your professor, and you can talk to them about anything. And you won't be in class with your hand up, waiting and waiting and waiting. They will get to you.
Okay. This next question is for the panel, and what is the weather like during wintertime?
I mean, it is the Midwest, so do be prepared for snow and ice and some cold temperatures. It does get pretty chilly in Canton, but it's not. I mean, I grew up in the Midwest, so it's nothing outside of what I'm used to. Nothing too crazy. So.
This next question will be for you, Carter. And the question is, what is the most exciting sport to watch at Culver-Stockton College?
That's not a very easy question. There's a lot of really great sports that take place on our campus, a lot of great participation by the student body for sure. I mean, I've been able to see 3 different buzzer beaters in the last 2 years and been able to call all 3 of them. And it's so much fun just to be a part of that crowd, be a part of that atmosphere. So if there's nothing else going on, go ahead and catch a game, go and cheer on your fellow Wildcats, and have all the much fun as you can.
Okay. We'll stick with you, Carter. And the question is, do you feel safe on Culver-Stockton College's campus?
As a guy, I really don't find a problem with anything. You can actually look up our crime rate on the main website, I believe. They should have a file under that. And I know the females as well will probably speak really of how safe our campus is. That's not to say that we can't have fun while we're on campus, but we do keep it very safe. So if someone else wants to pick up where I'm leaving off, so.
Yeah, to add into that, Carter's right. It's a very safe campus. I've personally never felt unsafe. We have a really great staff of campus safety officers who do a lot of work to maintain the safety of our campus, to keep us, safe and well.
Okay, thank you for sharing. This next question, again, is for the panel. And what is within walking distance of Culver-Stockton College?
Almost the entire town. Honestly, it's within walking distance. There's restaurants within walking distance. Steak and Shake, Air Coach, which is a gas station, is within walking distance. County Market is a grocery store. It's fairly close, again, to the campus. You'll find that a lot of things are pretty close to the campus and very accessible on foot or if you had a car.
Okay. And the question to the panel is there a lot of tutoring available at Culver-Stockton College?
Yes, there is. I'm actually a tutor at the Task Center. So we have free peer tutoring. So in any subject that you need help with, if your professor, you can meet with your professor or you can meet with a tutor, and you go into the library, you find the Task Center, and you find like our numbers or emails, and we can help you pretty much at any time. It's either by appointment or by walk-in. Really just depends on what you need. So there is no reason to not be as successful as possible here at Culver, because you not only have faculty and staff who are here for you, we have students who are here for you with your academics and your social life.
Okay. And this next question is in reference to transportation. KJ, can you take this one? And the question, if you don't bring a car to campus, what transportation is available?
So I know a lot of students do not bring their car on campus just because they are from far away, but I do live close enough to where I have the opportunity to have a car. So I know that if you don't bring a car on campus, you will know someone or you'll be friends with someone that has a car. For example, my roommate was from California. She didn't have a car on campus. So it really wasn't that much of a deal just to like drive her around if she needed to go anywhere. And then in Quincy, there actually is an airport where you can fly out of, and there's a train station. So that does help a lot of students out.
Okay, thank you. Tyron, this next question is for you. And if you are an athlete, do you get in free to other sports? If not, how much are tickets to games?
For all sporting events, students in general are able to get in free, so no one has to pay for a ticket. Now, if it were parents will have to pay, or guests will have to pay as well. But as a student, usually everyone at the door knows who you are, and if not, you do have to have your ID, which I haven't seen anyone being asked for their ID. So just as a freshman, just come in and have your ID. But usually students and staff know who you are, so you'll be able to get in free at any sporting event.
Okay, thank you. This next question is for Krista. Krista, can you have a microwave in your residence hall room?
You can have a microwave in your room. There is one available in every building, though, so you don't have to bring it. There is a kitchen that you can go use that everyone has access to. But, you're definitely allowed to bring one to make those like chicken nuggets at 2 a.m. because that happens all the time.
Thank you. This question is for the panel. And the question is the washing and drying free on the campus?
It is. It is free. You don't have to pay to do your laundry.
Okay. Tyron and KJ, this question is for you. And the question is, how do student athletes travel to games?
For the most part,
for my team, we all take a bus. I play soccer, so we share a bus with the men and women's team. Both teams share the bus. I know that's how a lot of teams on campus travel. They take a big bus. And some of the smaller teams, I know they take vans. And everything is paid for, so if you travel, you don't have to worry about any expenses.
Okay. This next question is for you, Naomi. The question is, how LGBT plus friendly is Culver-Stockton College?
Culver is, as an institution, is very friendly to everyone, no matter how you identify. We actually just founded our LGBTQIA plus organization, Diversity. So that is something that you will want to attend maybe a meeting or two. And if you do see any concerns, our faculty and staff want to make sure that you feel safe here. So join that organization, get your voice heard, make sure that you're speaking with people who identify likely with you, so you can make sure that you're feeling as safe and as happy as possible. So yeah, join Diversity. We have fun.
Thank you, Naomi. This question is for the panel, and the question is printing free?
Yeah.
Printing.
So you get
Go ahead.
$25 on your student account at whenever you start at Culver, and you're just able to print out that. I believe prints are 5 cents every time you print something. Not a lot. Majors usually run out of prints. Sometimes law students have to print out long cases. They might run out of prints. But people are usually more than willing to share prints if you were to run out, and there's ways to put more in your account too. So yes, for the most part, printing is going to be free.
Okay. This next question is for you, KJ, and the question is, what is especially useful or helpful to have in your dorm room during your first year?
I know it is useful and helpful to have a microwave, but you don't necessarily need it because you can just run down the hall to the kitchen and use the microwave. Some people like their own Keurig machine because the kitchens do not have a Keurig machine. So if you're into drinking coffee or hot chocolate, that would be another thing that freshmen should bring for their first year.
Okay. This next question is for you, Carter, and the question is, what do students do on the weekends?
So there's usually always something to do on Culver's campus, whether that's something that the campus programming council has put on, whether that's an athletic event. There's also plays and theater productions that go on, and there's always something to do, and there's always somewhere that you can find that information on campus. So don't worry about the weekends. They're always going to be packed, always going to be full of activities for sure.
Okay, thank you. This next question is for the panel. The question is, what do you guys do on the holidays?
So I know some holidays we don't get maybe a long enough break where students aren't able to go home. So for a holiday, Culver tries to do something special where students can either get together or still celebrate the holiday, maybe away from family. For Thanksgiving, Culver puts on a huge Thanksgiving dinner. The faculty and staff take their time to serve all the students, and it's a really special night. It's a lot of fun. I know for Christmas, we have a lot of Advent services and stuff leading up to leaving for Christmas break. Before Easter break, we have different celebrations and things during that week. So we try to make every holiday special before people leave, or if they're still there over the holidays, even try to make it special for them during that time.
Thank you for sharing, Kaylee. This next question is for Krista. And Krista, the question is, how many plays or musicals does Culver-Stockton College put on?
So every year we have 4 shows that we put on. Traditionally, that's 3 plays and 1 musical. This last year, we actually did 2 musicals, and that was a little different. And our second musical was in place. We did a short little tour before everything got canceled due to the current situation with the virus. But usually in that spot, we do a third play, which is a guest artist or something. I think we're doing an alumni show this year too, inviting people back to work with us. So yeah, 4 shows a year. We do actually, in the fall 3-week, we have student directed 1 act. So that makes a 5th show, but that's not a main stage show technically. And that is our senior theater students who get to direct short, like 10 to 20 minute plays that anyone can come out to. And you don't have to be a theater major to audition. We encourage everyone to come on audition because the more the merrier. And it's always fun to get more people involved.
Okay. This question will be for you, Tyron. And the question is, do student athletes take charter buses when traveling to competitions?
Yes, for the most part, our teams do take charter buses. Kind of what KJ said earlier, there are some teams that have to take vans. That is just due to the small amount of students that are on those teams. But for the larger teams, for larger sports, you do see us traveling with charter buses.
Okay. This question is to the panel, and the question is, how do you know when your laundry is done if we have something else to do after the laundry is put in?
Set a timer on your phone. That's the best way to do it.
Okay. This question is for Kaylee. And Kaylee, can you give a brief description of the Culver-Stockton tutoring program?
Yes, so we have the task center, which is in the library, and you'll find tutors for pretty much every subject area and almost every class. Someone that can help you. There's also writing tutors, so if you have to write a paper and get that checked over for points, there's specific tutors that are for writing only, and I am a tutor in the business department specifically, so I'm over in Herrick and always available to help business students, and some other divisions kind of have their own tutors set aside too. So if you find yourself struggling, you can reach out to your advisor and they'll for sure get you in contact with someone.
Thank you for sharing, Kaylee. Naomi, this next question can be for you. The question is, are there any salons and barbers around Culver-Stockton College?
Well, I saw who asked that, and it looked to be a guy. We have many on-campus barbers. Lots of students have taken barber classes, or that's kind of just their trade. So we do have barbers on campus. When it comes to like longer hair, you can find a few salons in Quincy, but also for like African-American hair and textured hair, you may want to go elsewhere, like go further than Quincy, maybe Springfield, Illinois, or St. Louis, Missouri. So yeah, there's a barber also in downtown Canton, and I believe his name is Lewis.
This next question is for you, Kaylee, and the question is, how do tryouts for the dance team and cheerleading work?
So you'll get an email, and usually through campus announcements, about tryouts for both cheerleading and dance, and that's actually how they'll do the theater tryouts and things too. There will be information once we're back on campus, posted around campus too, that inform you about when it is. If not, you can always ask around, and I'm sure someone will be more than willing to kind of help you out about when it is.
Okay. And this question will be for Carter. And Carter, this question is, how does the student body go to away athletic games?
So the student body doesn't tend to travel to away games, but that can be something that we can look into, especially in terms of different budgets along those lines. I think that would be a great opportunity for many students to go out and support their fellow Wildcats. So that's something that I can definitely approach the athletic director and the higher ups about as well. So thank you for that. We'll get right on that.
And this next question can be for Kaylee and Krista. And the question is, are emotional support animals allowed?
They are allowed on campus. You do have to have the proper supporting paperwork. And if you do choose to bring an emotional support animal, you have two choices of residence halls to live in. That is Shannon if you're a freshman, or Weldon if you're older than that.
Okay. This next question is in reference to the residence halls. What size are the beds in the dorms, and how high are they off the ground?
The beds are the size of a twin extra large or extra long or whatever. And they vary in height off the ground. Some of them used to be bunk beds. Some of them have never been bunk beds, but you can always get bed risers if your bed is too close to the ground.
Okay. This next question will be for the RAs, for Kaylee and Krista. And the question is, what safety measures are in place for tornadoes?
Kaylee, you can take this one.
Okay. So obviously it kind of varies between the different buildings, kind of how they're set up and how they work. All the RAs are very well trained on all safety procedures, not just tornadoes, but everything. There will be flyers posted in your dorms for any questions you'll have. And you'll also, as freshmen, have a beginning of the year meeting with the RAs, and they'll explain to you at that point kind of how your specific building will work, where you'll go. All of our buildings are very solid, so you'll be perfectly fine, but they'll kind of explain to you procedures and how that'll kind of work.
We also have a system that our campus safety officers can send out emergency texts if there is impending weather. And there was actually a situation during our fall musical last year. We were about to start performing Spam-A-Lot, and the tornado siren started going off. So we stopped everything and we went down to where it was safe in that building, which was in the lower level. Even the audience members did that. They walked down to, they were in the bathrooms, they went down to the green room and stuff like that. And that was facilitated by our professors, the director, as well as a campus safety officer who was there keeping us safe.
Okay. This next question is for KJ. KJ, the question is, there's a incoming student that is type 1 diabetic, and their question is, how would I bring my supplies or get supplies? Is there a pharmacy?
Yeah, so there actually is a pharmacy in County Market, along with a little place where you can go if you have a cold. You can go. It's a little walk-in clinic, and the pharmacy is right next door. So it's pretty easy if you need to go to the pharmacy. And if you can't get your supplies through that pharmacy, there are also pharmacies in Quincy, Illinois, and that's only about 20 minutes away. So everything would be pretty accessible.
Okay. Again, for the audience that is still joining in, we will still be on taking some questions for just a little while longer. And this question is for KJ and Tyron. And the question is the gym at Culver-Stockton College open 24/7?
So the Maybe Center Gym is not open 24/7. The Maybe Center Gym is just open from hours that the Maybe Center would be open. But I know that the field house is always open. So I know some people go in there at midnight, and if they want to shoot, they go in and shoot just to relieve stress or just have fun with their friends.
Okay. And this next question is for Kaylee. And Kaylee, and the question is, are bicycles allowed on campus?
Yes, bicycles are allowed on campus. I've seen students get to class class on skateboards, bicycles, anything like that. So yeah.
Okay. This question is for a majority of our panel is a member of fraternity and sorority life. And the question is, how much does it cost to join a fraternity and sorority?
It does vary.
That depends a lot.
Basically,
Okay,
it's different
so it does
based on which one you join. Go ahead, Carter. Take it away.
Chris is right. It does vary between different fraternities and sororities. Some do a monthly payment. Some do just a flat payment that you need to have done by a certain date. Obviously, talk to those people that are in those organizations, and they'd be more than welcome to talk about their finances and tell them, what's the best way to pay them off and what's the best way to do everything like that. Chris, if you want to talk on the sorority aspect of it.
Yeah, Carter's right. You just have to talk to the members of that organization, and whatever organization you join, or if you choose to join an organization, the financial aspect of it is quite doable. It's not. You will have to have a job and be able to support it, but it's not hard. It's very easy to be able to pay that with a few hours of work on campus or a few hours off. But it is a payment. My sorority personally, we pay about $66 a month, but we also don't charge for 2 months out of the school year. So if that puts anything into perspective.
Okay. Yep, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to kind of add on that. At the beginning of the year, they'll do like a Meet the Greeks, where you'll be able to talk to all the sororities and the fraternities. And at that point, they'll kind of break down how much it's going to cost for them. It varies, obviously, with each one. For ours, we kind of calculated that it would take about 10, hours, approximately a month to cover it working on campus, and that's just making minimum wage. So it's obviously very doable for whichever one you join.
Okay. And just so the panel knows, that question was asked by Culver-Stockton College Dean of Students, Dr. Chris Gill, who is tuning in and watching us live. This next question is for Krista. Krista, what are the cleaning procedures for the dorm rooms?
So the dorms are regularly cleaned. If you're moving out or if you're for a break, there are some extra things you have to go through personally as a student. And you should keep up on like taking trash out yourself and kind of cleaning your personal space, because most of the cleaning staff focuses on communal areas and won't take out your trash and do anything like that. But it's really easy to keep up on. And if you're going home for a break, the extra steps might be like unplugging your fridge and making sure you don't leave any food behind to kind of stink up the dorm when you come back, and making sure your trash is taken out, again, for the same reasons.
Okay, thank you. This next question is for KJ and Tyron. The question is, do you have to try out for sports before the school year starts?
If you are planning on walking on to a sport, so if you do not have a scholarship for that sport, some sports do offer tryouts, but they will be during the school year. Some sports come in for a fall camp, so those fall sports, a summer camp, which would be about 2 weeks before school starts. Just get in touch with the coaches beforehand and speak with them. We have a lot of different ways you can get in touch with them, whether it be via email. You can go in through our website and talk with those coaches. You can also, some of them actually have Twitter, and they're on that frequently. You can also get in touch with coaches that way. But again, just speak with them beforehand, and then you'll be on your way to joining a team, maybe getting a tryout.
And to piggyback off of that, I know the best way would just be to talk to a coach, but also some like programs like esports, they will actually send out campus announcements saying that they are looking for players, to always read and check your emails.
Okay. This next question, this one can be for you, Kaylee. What is the closest big city?
So Quincy is approximately 25 miles away. It's not too bad of a drive. It has 40,000-ish people there, roughly. For me, it definitely feels a lot bigger, obviously, than what I'm used to since I'm from Canton. And then St. Louis is about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on where you're going, of a drive. So it's not too bad. It could be done in a day. So there's places to go that are nearby.
Okay. And this question is for Naomi. Naomi, can we buy gear on campus?
Well, if you're talking about sporting gear, no, you have to go to Dick's Sporting Goods in Quincy. But if you're talking about Culver gear, you can come to the Wildcat Warehouse, and I work there. We are in the basement of the Gladys Crown Center, which is right by the Cat's Paws, where you will be getting your burgers and fries. We have, so do good on your grades because we give discounts for your honor roll and your president's list and your dean's list. So we have t-shirts and everything that you might want for any of your sporting games or whatever.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. This next question is for Krista. Krista, does the school furnish the bed risers or do the students need to bring their own?
Do bring your own. It's just not everyone needs them, so it's not something we do furnish as an institution. So if that's something you want, they're super cheap at, Orchlands in town, in Canton, or any department stores nearby your house.
Okay. This next question is for Carter and also Naomi. This question is, I was involved in my student council in high school and was interested in getting involved in student government. How do I go about doing that?
Wow, that is a great question. That is a great question. We will have a freshman senator position open in the fall. Talk to Dean Gill or Dr. DeWard. They are our advisors. And also Bill Boxdorfer sits in on our meetings sometimes. So come to one of our SGA meetings or talk to these people and we can get you an application for freshman senator. We'd love to have you.
For sure. And there's always, sometimes there's openings for senatorial positions throughout the year. So just keep your emails open and it's always available to be at the meetings. So, and those are always Monday at 5 p.m. So see you there.
Okay. This next question can be for Krista and Carter, and the question is, when are freshmen required to report to campus for the fall 2020?
Carter, you want to take that one?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take that. So there's obviously a big difference between the two incoming classes. So there's going to be a fall sports plus catalyst arrival. That's going to be completely different than the main move into campus. So that main move in is going to be August 22nd. I'm pretty sure, or August 21st, if I'm looking at my calendar correctly. And that's when Wildcat Welcome will be. So you get to see a lot of our great faces welcome you guys onto campus, and it'll be a great time for sure. So mark that down in your calendars, August 21st as the move-in day. And then I'm not sure if there's an actual move-in day for fall athletes established yet. Bill, do you have that date?
We do. That will be, just looking at my calendar because I do have that pulled up as well. That'll be August 8th, 2020. That will be when the fall student athletes will be moving on to campus. This next question is for the panel. The question is, do the professors care to help if you need help?
The professors are super helping. They are more than willing to come to class early, stay after. I know in my senior level accounting classes, obviously there was days that I was really struggling, and I would meet with my professor honestly every other day, and she would kind of sit down and help me understand the notes and answer any questions I had about homework. And I know in other departments they're just as great.
This next question is for both Kaylee and Kristen. The question is, what are some things that are not allowed in the residence halls?
You're not allowed to have candles or anything with an open flame. That's just a really big, it's not a good idea because it's going to cause a lot of liability issues if something happens with that. So those are definitely not allowed. As well as if you're in a freshman dorm, they are dry dorms. You're not allowed to have alcohol or any drugs. That should go without saying, but gonna go ahead and warn you there. Don't do that. Don't bring that in.
Obviously, like any type of weapons or anything like that are not allowed in the dorms. Toasters are not allowed in the dorm, and then like the pizza makers are not allowed in your dorm rooms.
Okay. This next question is for the panel, and the question is, are there places at Culver-Stockton where students can go ride dirt bikes and four-wheelers?
No, unfortunately, on our beautiful campus, we do not allow those motor vehicles on our gorgeous lawns. And you also cannot get a parking permit for them. So I'm so sorry. We have other fun activities that CPC hosts, and you will not miss your dirt bikes or your four-wheelers. I promise you.
And then this question is for the student athletes in the group. And the question is it frowned upon to play two sports?
I would say that it is not frowned upon. You can go ahead. You're good.
I do not believe that it's frowned upon, but it is very difficult. Just depending on what sport it is and what major you are in, it can become difficult, but it is not frowned upon on our campus.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Let me go through the questions again. And the question is for the fall athletes. If they are moving in on August 8th, will the dining hall be open?
I'm a fall athlete, and yes, the dining hall is open whenever we do get to campus. So we would always go up to practice and eat as a team, and all the other like fall athletes would be in there as well.
Okay. This question, let me scroll through. Let's see. For people who live far away, what time on August 21st does Wildcat Welcome start? That way we know if we need to head a day before.
So Wildcat Welcome, the check-in for that day starts at about 9 a.m., but the other events that usually happen start at about 1. So during that time, you check in, get your room key, get your mail key, get moved into your dorm, and so on and so forth. You're able to have a lunch with your parents as well. Bill, you can speak more about Wildcat Welcome on that, and if you would like.
So yes, we do have times. Wildcat Welcome begins at 9 o'clock when we open up for the move-in process. And that process takes place in the JE and LE Maybe Wellness and Recreation Center. And we open all of that up into for students to begin the move-in process on that day. And this question is for the panel. And the question is pepper spray / mace allowed?
According to our handbook, it is not prohibited from our campus. Therefore, go through with what you see is best in our handbook. You will receive our handbook soon, but it is allowed. So Do you want to carry it? Maybe, maybe not. Speak with our amazing campus safety officers who can teach you on how to actually use it properly and how not to injure yourself or those around you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and the next question can be for you, KJ. The question is, do baseball players report as fall athletes?
Actually, baseball players do not report as fall athletes just because their season isn't technically in the spring. So your fall athletes will be football, volleyball, men and women's soccer are the most common.
Okay, thank you for sharing. This question is for Kaylee. Kaylee, the question is, can you move off campus after your freshman year?
Moving off campus is, I think, kind of a case by case application. But almost you'll have to talk to financial aid and see if that will affect your financial plan in any way. And obviously, if it affects in a negative way, you might not want to. But we have people on campus that can talk with you about your situation and advise you on what's best.
Okay, thank you. The next question is there any genuine downsides to Culver-Stockton College?
I think if you are coming from a larger city, just the fact that it is in a small town, it's a little bit different. But other than that, not really.
Okay. Well, audience, thank you for tuning in with us with the student panel. Students, Wildcats, thank you for your time on this Saturday. We hope you all are well. We hope to see you on the campus of Culver-Stockton College in the future. Again, take care and have a rest of your day. We will be signing off, and go Wildcats. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Everyone, thank you.